Am I being unfair here?
No, I'm so glad you're saying what I've been screaming over the last couple of days with this, because first of all, it just takes away from what has really become an incredible league. It always has been, but now like 150% ratings increase over just the last year. I mean, in-person attendance is up. It is skyrocketed. They've had to move games to different larger arenas, in big part because of Caitlin Clark and the other players who have surrounded her, but of course she's led the way. So why are you intentionally doing this? Listen, I have had a couple of issues with Christine Brennan over the last couple of years in particular, because she actually has been fine with men infiltrating women's sports and actually calls it being, exclusionary towards these transgender women, whatever. Like, shame on her for not standing up for women, as she has from day one since Title IX. She's been incredible in that way. But she is not a racist. And this is ridiculous that they're calling her a racist, and that Rapinoe, of all people, again, says it feels racist. Thank you for your feelings, Megan. Just please go away, because where have you been standing up for women? Christine Brennan was doing her job. That's what she was doing. That's what she's done incredibly well for decades. She's someone I totally admire for this. If anyone was going to call racism in many ways, it would be someone like Christine Brennan. No, she was asking a question. Listen, the one thing I would say, I don't think the right question is, did you intentionally poke her in the eye? Because even if she did, she's not going to say, yes, that was on purpose. How'd I do? But at the end of the day, it wasn't intentional. And you know what? Caitlin Clark even says that. It was not intentional. It was a basketball play. Do I actually think that there should be some sort of a rule that these players don't have 8-inch long nails? Yes. Like, come on, this is sports, and it actually can cause injuries. But that question had nothing to do with race, and shame on all these race baiters. What you're doing, they're doing nothing but setting this league back when this league has done so well.
Because, look, sports media is about asking tough, sometimes unfair questions, right? People say things that the players don't want to hear, and sometimes they're mean questions. But that's what happens when you're in the big time.
Exactly. And listen, covering the NFL and the NBA and all the sports that I covered for years in the locker rooms, after tough games, tough losses, there's questions that I was uncomfortable asking, because I know they tried their best, but it didn't work out. At the end of the day, you have to ask those tough questions. Christine Brennan always has and always will. And to make it about race, like, what if this were reversed, and if it was actually Dijonai who had received the finger poke in the eye? Would they have said, by her asking Caitlin Clark if it was intentional, that was racist? Of course they wouldn't have. They probably would have been like, good, go on that girl, because that white privilege, we need to remind her of that, because that's kind of what some of the messaging has been towards Caitlin Clark from some players. Overall, it's just unfortunate. It's one thing, though, if the media or the fans call it, racist. It's another thing if it's coming from within the league.
Yeah.
And that is what is most concerning to me, because to your point, you want to be in the big leagues and you want to get all the ratings and all of the endorsements and everything that comes with it, you're going to have to take it on the chin with some questions from, stupid reporters sometimes, stupid questions. That's not what this one was, though. Like, that's not what this was, and it's unfortunate.
But regardless of whether it was a stupid question or not, to start throwing out the racism and the misogyny and the this and the that, again, I asked the same question you asked, which is, if this had been a male player and someone, because we've seen it, we've seen players get hurt in the NBA, right? And someone says, I think they did it on purpose, right? And a reporter says, did you do it on purpose? Oh, no one would care. I mean, that would...
it's just, but it's not about race. It's a basketball play. And listen, you got to think about the context between Dijonai Carrington and Caitlin Clark as well. I mean, they have had heated battles in their 4 or 5 matchups during the regular season and then the playoffs. I mean, it's been really heated. But I'm going to say this, too, for people who think it was intentional and, it was racial from Dijonai to Caitlin. No, Dijonai, first of all, is one of the best defenders in the league, and Caitlin acknowledges that, and her numbers have been down when Dijonai tries to defend her. But Dijonai was on record when Caitlin was at Iowa and when she's coming into the league as to how good Caitlin Clark is, and predicted Rookie of the Year, predicted she might set the new assist record, which she did. So Dijonai has all kinds of respect for Caitlin, and but why within the league are you choosing to stir this pot and raise bait from within? And then guess what? Then you lose the respect, and people say, there you go again. These ladies race baiting and making it about politics instead of about the beautiful game that they're playing.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.